I'm going to Atlanta, then Boston, and then Austin. And I feel like I have to pack for so many different climates. Like in Austin at the end, it's gonna be 80 degrees. In Atlanta, it's going to be raining for like the first couple days. And then Boston is just gonna be cold in the middle of it. I honestly like just took out everything that I thought was cute, and we're just gonna see what I like come up with. Whenever I pack though, I feel like I always have to try on outfits beforehand, so I just have outfits ready so I'm not second guessing myself. So it really is a science and like a study of like weather and how I feel in an outfit and what can fit in the suitcase. I'm so scared. I just got out of the shower because I haven't shaved my body in months, and I finally just shaved myself down for the first time in a while because the sun is out and it's 60 degrees in New York, which for the last couple of months, it's been one of the coldest, nastiest winters I feel like I've ever fully consciously experienced. It's been so brutal weather-wise and life-wise. So that being said, I just shaved my whole body. But yeah, I am on my way to the airport soon. I just need to finish packing, like close up my luggage and my carry-on bag for I'm gonna be gone from today, Monday, until next Wednesday, and I'm only bringing my carry-on bag. So I just need to pick up a couple of things in my room, make my bed, you know, fix my clothes around, and then I'm off to the airport. I don't really know what I'm gonna do when I get there. I'm staying in a room in an Airbnb, first of all, which I've never done before in my life. That's not the reason too why I wanted to shave before I got there, because like I'm not gonna like shave my whole body in a stranger's house. I am staying in an Airbnb, and there's this thing called a Film Bar Mondays that I like signed up to on a Facebook group, and I'm gonna go to a bar that's like 20 minutes away from the Airbnb and see what that's about. Whenever, even when I speak up in a Zoom call, my heart starts beating before I press the unmute button. Like, and I'm almost 25 years old, like, but I think that's like a huge reason of why I want to do all this, is just to break those habits and patterns. I feel like breaking down those walls so that I can continue to grow a little more. And then change is hard. It's gonna be hard. I just can't believe I'm actually doing it. And I also don't have a job anymore right now currently. I'm also flying standby. Like this whole entire week I'm flying standby. I don't have one secure flight. I don't know. I just feel like we need to catch up first on like where am I going and why am I going. Ooh. Nope, that makes it worse. What's going on? But, oh shoot. Dang, that sucks. I haven't had time to adjust my lenses because sometimes they fall. And I've been using this rubber band at the back of my, like, the arm or the leg. What is it called? I tied it to the back so that it can stay put in on my head. And now it just broke, so my glasses might fall off when I'm doing something little and I lose them forever and I just can't see anymore. Bummer. Why am I going? Where am I going? Why am I quitting my job? Why did I just quit my job? Why did I just do that? So I've been working in documentary since I've honestly been in college. I've had a lot of unscripted internships where I worked on TV sets and like documentary sets and everything, and it's been awesome. I honestly love it. I love it so much. But once I graduated college, I went straight into working on a film and in a company, and I found myself at work, and I told my boss this, I found myself at work feeling very unmotivated and uninspired. which is true. And I really was feeling that most of the fall through the winter when I fully made this decision. I started to apply to jobs like crazy in September, and um, as you guys probably have heard now, like working and applying to jobs is crazy. Applying to jobs nowadays is a full-time job, especially like the fall of 2025 and before that, and even going into the winter, it was one of like the worst times to find employment, to be unemployed and to be let go. That is all that's all what I saw in my feed. That's all of what I've heard, not only in my industry, but industries all over. I have a cousin who works in HR and she had to be let go from her job as well. So it just was a crazy time to look for jobs, and there was nothing really around, honestly. But I was like really trying to apply for other jobs in September, and I put so much effort in that. I stressed myself out to the max, working while applying to jobs, putting all of my effort into resumes and cover letters, and like scrolling and scrolling for hours and staying up for hours just working on a job that I can like truly wanted and never ended up even getting a rejection letter for, you know what I mean? So it was tough. It was tough. And I kind of let that job search go going into the winter, and I wanted to focus mainly on networking instead. I met with someone who mentored me during my internships, during one of my internships, and she I really liked how she framed it, which was like this being curiosity talks instead of networking, because I remember like going even into this industry, with the things that really freaked me out were the networking and being independent and the freelancing. It's all very uncertain. Right. So I went from looking for jobs to then sending cold emails and just like reaching back to people from my internships, or like people who I met through my internships, or like by word of mouth of who I can speak to. And honestly, they were just motivating me to quit my job. Like, and I had an idea of doing this like slightly, but I talked with a girl who I really admired during one of my internships. I spoke to her and I told her what I was up to, and although I was proud of what I was up to, I was just finishing a film. Like, it was on a streaming platform. Like, I did it. I was speaking to her and she was just like, yeah, working for other people, you just need to stop doing that. And I don't know why that really resonated with me, especially since I've let go of my own practice ever since I started working. I let go of my own photography. I let go of my own short films. I've let go of some of my imagination, some of my creativity. I've let it go to focus on finding stability. Granted, I moved out. I needed to pay my rent. I was really just settling in a life where I was able to provide for myself. But I knew something just didn't feel right. The way that my life is structured between my friends and my family, between how I like to take care of myself and my wellness, I just never found enough time where I could fairly pour my energy into something that I know I really wanted to do. And I know it's like, well, if you really know that you want to do it anyway, so why don't you just do it? It's hard, and I think if you are an artist who has a 9 to 5, to be an artist or to have some creative output for someone during 8 hours every day, to come home and then lock in for yourself, sometimes it's just really hard. And I'm so lucky to be able to live with two of my bestest friends, and sometimes I just want to hang out with them and like separate that life from work a little bit and like live my life, you know? And I just never really found myself giving myself the time to pour into my creative outlet. And with work, it just made it even harder, honestly. And it got to the point at work where I would have to be researching for these projects and like doing things for these projects, and I just found myself drifting away, like on my computer, just researching the things that I wanted to do. And the work just honestly started to annoy me. And I really was still trying to look for jobs, but I realized that I just should maybe just start saving up. Let me just save up as much money as I can for these next couple of months. Why not? Why not? That's exactly what I did. I don't even know. I just found myself saving up money. And thankfully at this point, working with this company, I was able to build enough to where I was able to make enough to have money left over to save. So I was just saving money, and then I just honestly realized more and more every day that I just wanted to focus on my own things. And I started thinking about school, and I was working with a director and we were speaking, and I was really trying to like map out his trajectory and to where he was today. And he mentioned how going to school really helped him get there, and the people he met and the plays that he acted in and everything to like just really get him in the position to where he was today. And I was also sort of interested in looking into school, and then I realized like in order to apply to school, you need to make your own things. And not even that, in order to get grants, you have to make your own things. You need to like build your own identity. And I realized I just spent so much time giving my own time and self away and not giving it to myself. And I just realized that it's time. And then I made a saving goal for myself where I was like, okay, I'll save this much money. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, if I save up this much money, I'll have this many months of rent covered. I was just thinking like every day I went into that office, like I really want to change the scenery. I really just want to see what's out there and give myself the chance. Like there was this time where I was working in my office and I went to use the bathroom, and like the fact that I was walking the same hallway that I've walked for 3 years to go use the bathroom, like something just didn't sit right with me. And granted, this is like my first big girl job, but before this I worked a bunch of service jobs where like I'd never really stayed more than a couple months to like a year or two. And I think there's something so valuable in that. You get to meet new people, you get to do new things. I just think that's maybe something that I want a little more. I don't know. And I really want to make my own things at the end of the day and give myself the chance. I'm not saying I'm going to be like some like super talented superhuman of a person. Like I just think creating things is what I want to do. And even if it's like a YouTube video or like a simple ass print, like I just like want to do more of that. And at work, my boss, my coworkers, like, they kind of knew that I wanted to leave and that I was looking for other work, and it got to the point where I felt confident enough to be like, okay, when are my 2 weeks? When are they gonna be? When are my last 2 weeks of when I'm gonna be at this job? And I gave it a date, and the date has passed. My last week was last Friday, and here we are. So another thing is, I've never really been jobless for long. I've always been able to find something, even if it's been little, like working at like a camera store or like at a movie theater. I've always been able to find something, but I think it might be a little different this time. Like, I'm wondering if I can not just jump into something for someone else right away, so I can give it to myself. And I know money is like such a big thing, especially living in New York. It's just so hard. It's too expensive, but I'm gonna try it out. Like, I think there's also something so valuable in experimenting, and I feel like experimenting right now. And God bless every single loved one around me, and I hope that they don't think I'm gonna break the bank or go crazy, but like, I don't think I will. I just need the faith and the support and the trust and the confidence in myself too, that something's gonna come out of this, I guess. I'm also considering like career paths that aren't in the film industry. Like, I could be like a van renovator. I don't know. Have I ever renovated a van before? No idea, but I've been interested in van life ever since college. Yes, like, who knows where I can be? Who knows? And I think that part to me is so much more exciting than what I've been living every day for the last couple of years, which is just living on my laptop. Like, I just want to do more of that. So yeah. Basically 2 weeks ago, I went to a shoot in Tampa, and I almost missed my flight. And while I was running to TSA, a man stopped me who worked for TSA, and he signed me up for Clear. I had to pay $1 for Clear, for this trial of Clear. And I was really thinking about it. I was like, well, if I have Clear, I'm never probably gonna pay those $200 and something ever in my life again. So let me take advantage of it now. And that's what first inspired me to go to Atlanta, because I've heard that they filmed some TV shows and movies there. But now on Reddit, I've been doing some research, and they've been saying that it's kind of died down there. But like, I'm still interested in meeting new people and looking around a new city too. I love museums. I love walking. I love food. Like, why not? I've always wanted to travel. I love traveling. My goal is to travel for work, or have it be a combination of the two. So why not get comfortable with that? Especially being alone. And I've never really been scared to be alone either. Like, I go watch movies by myself. I go eat by myself to places. Like, I go to bars by myself. I go to concerts by myself. But like, all in New York. And I've always had family from the places where I've stayed at as well, like nearby or in the state at least. But here I'm gonna have no one. So yeah, it was just an idea that worked out and is working out right now. So all I can really do is just show up fully and take the next steps and see what is on the other side.
like what rolls out and what pans out, like I'm just gonna see it all develop soon around me. And yeah, having the free clear pass made me want to go to Atlanta, and then I'm gonna go to Boston after. I'm gonna be in Atlanta today, tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm leaving Thursday, so I'm gonna be in Atlanta for 4 days. Then that was supposed to be it, but on my last final days of working at the office, I mentioned, and they told me about South by Southwest in Austin, and I looked it up and it was just way too expensive, like accommodations and the pass itself, like way too much money. So I was like, I'm not doing that. But I mentioned that at the office, like on my last day, we were all having a group lunch, and I just said, I'm going to Atlanta after, and then I'm going to Boston. I saw that South by Southwest is happening, but it's just way too expensive, so that's what I'm gonna do instead. And then, kid you not, a couple hours later, or the next day, honestly, I think it was the next day, they call me into one of their offices, and they're like, so we have 2 free filmmaker passes. Do you want to go? And I was like, that sounds like an amazing opportunity. I would love to go. So I'm going to go with an assistant who works at the company, and we're going to go together, and her best friend lives there, so I have free accommodation. I'm flying standby, so it's going to be hopefully not so tricky. I have a feeling I'll be able to get in all the flights that I want to, but like, then I'm going to Austin, and I'm going to a film festival, and I'm so excited, honestly. I'm scared as hell, but I'm so excited. That's where I am right now. The fact that I have to pick up my room and then zip up my luggage and then be at the airport in an hour is freaking me out. But I have a flight to catch, so I need to do it. I have multiple flights to catch, so I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to get up and I need to do it. I don't have any more money on my debit card. I only have $4 left. I talk to people. By the way, guys, my brother isn't dead. I don't like that.
Make some noise for your winner tonight.